Now, Britney Spears has reportedly sold the rights to her entire music catalogue. Some sources say the star was paid a ballpark of $200 million. Now, the 44-year-old is one of the most successful pop artists of all time, known for songs like Hit Me Baby One More Time and Oops, I Did It Again. To talk a bit more about this deal, Carys Garland from our news desk is with me. Hi, Carys.
Hi, Nadia.
Look, what do we know then about what's been agreed?
Well, just to tell you what this actually means first, when artists make this kind of deal, it means that they're selling the rights to their songs, including royalties that are paid when their music is consumed or used. Some of these contracts also include royalties that artists make when they perform and any songwriting rights. So far, those spokespeople for Britney Spears and the company reported to have acquired these rights haven't commented on the deal. Entertainment news website TMZ was the first to report the news, saying that they obtained legal documents showing that Spears had sold her ownership share to Primary Wave, that's a music publisher, but there was no mention in those documents apparently of the price that was paid, nor what kinds of rights had been bought, just saying that Spears had signed these documents on December 30, though other media outlets have reported that sources say that she was paid in the ballpark of $200 million. Now, Britney Spears, of course, has sold nearly 150 million records worldwide. Her catalogue includes 9 studio albums since her debut in 1999. Now, in case anyone's been living under a rock since then, here's a reminder of some of her hits.
It's Britney, bitch.
Now, unfortunately, perhaps that is probably the last of Britney we're going to hear in the music world. In 2024, she disputed rumors that she was working on a new album, writing on her Instagram that she would never return to the music industry. And last month, she wrote on her Instagram there that I will never perform in the US again because of extremely sensitive reasons. But she did tease a desire to take to the stage overseas with one of her sons. The last few years have been full of ups and downs for Britney Spears. In 2021, she ended a nearly 14-year conservatorship, in which her father had control over her financial and personal life. And she's also detailed struggles living under that conservatorship in a 2023 memoir, saying that her family mistreated her. She's also been through another marriage and another divorce as well.
And look, on this question of selling the rights to her music, it's worth emphasising, though, that Britney's not the only artist to have done it.
No, and there have been many high-profile artists that have sold their catalogues recently. They include Bruce Springsteen, who sold his music rights to Sony in 2021, reportedly for $500 million. Justin Timberlake as well, that was a few years ago. Sources said for just over $100 million. And Shakira made a deal with Hypnosis in 2021 for an undisclosed sum. And then we have Justin Bieber as well, who sold his catalogue for $200 million. TMZ reported later that this was because he was, quote, on the verge of financial collapse. So, of course, the advantages of doing this means that income does not depend on the popularity of the songs, the titles over time, or on potential future crises in the music industry. Of course, upfront payment could be lower than long-term gains for this music. But, you know, selling these catalogues also means that the artists don't have control over their work and how it's used. For example, a buyer might license the work for commercial purposes that the artist might not agree with. So, you know, that there's also good and bad times to sell. We think about the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, when artists lost income because of the tours that they had to cancel. So, you know, it's something that you have to weigh up, but many artists are also buying back their catalogues. Jay-Z, Dua Lipa, and Rihanna have done it. And notably, Taylor Swift, after a disagreement with her record label, she re-recorded her first 6 albums and became the owner of her new versions, which actually quickly became more popular than the old ones. And then she also successfully bought back the old versions, those original master recordings. So Taylor Swift's battle has probably, inspired or at least prompted artists to think a little bit more about how they handle the ownership of their music.
All right.